Hello there. Welcome back to Virtue's Last Reward. A bunch of crazy stuff happened last time. I can't even begin to put into words. And it's getting all sorts of crazy. But it looks like we might be in the home stretch. I'm not entirely sure. But there's nothing to it but to do it. So let's see what Kay has to say. I think he's just gonna recap his whole backstory, probably.
You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had.
Okay, what?
Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories.
Ah, yes, I think I have noticed that, like, throughout time. It might just be the order I played in, but it does seem like it's been more and more relevant the more choices we make. But that also may be because, certain paths are locked behind information you get, so it is kind of, you know... what's the word? Oh, they do make you do it kind of in a specific order. Not completely, but you know.
The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension.
Wow, then my connection must be very weak because I'm horrible at these puzzles.
That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension.
This is genuinely insane stuff. I mean, man, I didn't record last night because I had a very busy day. I went to Buc-ee's, and I had to wake up super early to go, and I was very tired, and then I couldn't fall asleep until 4 a.m. again. Anyway. What? Okay, with that energy stored up, we just have to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Okay, insane statement, but go on.
Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Wait, hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories.
What does this mean?
Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you.
Yes.
In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes. I suppose I should explain.
Please do.
Very well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand.
Yeah, I was completely wrong about what sort of conversation this would be, but, you know, the more info, the better.
First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029.
Okay. Let me read that again just so I'm sure I understand. Okay. Sent under facility. Okay.
Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine.
Oh my gosh.
Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
That's crazy.
Yes, in preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking, as I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? This is why we brought you here, Clover.
Okay.
What about me?
It just gave me a horrible feeling. You think the reason why she can't communicate with her brother is because he might be dead? I don't want to think about that, but, you know, if it has been, like, nearly 50 years, it's not completely impossible to consider.
We needed your help, Alice. to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh? But I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did.
But you did. In
Yeah.
another history, you were able to perform a prime decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind. Only you could do that sort of thing. Because of your feat of mathematics, we were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs.
I'm sorry, I just... Never mind.
Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this timeline.
Okay. All I heard was the because of your feet part, and that's why I was giggling. I was trying to figure out what on earth that had to do with anything, but it's fine. It's fine. This is serious.
Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to this history
crap, I'm so
exists
sorry.
because of your presence.
He said, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. What? Okay.
Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark. Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi. So we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me.
Man.
I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I just noticed that Quark has a very skinny nose.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, it headed straight for the moon. During the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there.
This is crazy.
I don't remember anything after we landed.
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Now, Dio. His real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons.
Okay.
He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother.
Alright, none of this is new information, though.
It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released.
Okay.
If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization.
Which is why Dio was sent in to sabotage it, correct?
Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility.
Okay.
They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given two tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped.
Yep.
If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9, hence the bombs.
Great.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We
Okay.
can set Brother aside for now, though.
Okay. The way that's said is of interest to me. Does this imply that he's a character we already know, to some extent? Because, unfortunately, I do have a few thoughts rumbling around in my head. Yes, that's rare, I know. Firstly, like I said, Snake woke up and arose with that, like, F knife-shaped symbol thing on it. And then I remember when Clover was talking, she mentioned offhand that he played the harp, and then a bunch of people started, like, following him and meeting up about it. And she was like, it sounds like a cult thing, but it's fine. And, but, like, I feel like, no, because Brother has a brother. That's like the main thing that's keeping me from like committing to that idea. But it's just weird. It's weird that the harp thing was even mentioned at all. Like, it seemed random, but they also had a picture of it. So I feel like that has to be some sort of relevant. Probably not in the way I'm thinking, though.
May I proceed?
I guess. No one objected. You're all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save two, Luna and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time. Would that be all right with you, Luna?
Yes, that's okay.
Oh, I feel bad for her.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma, in another timeline.
Yeah. Well, I saw a hologram. I still don't know who he is.
Stage 2 is complete.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? And then I remember we have Akane out here being defrosted.
TP
Oh, it's over.
00. Unlocking.
It looks like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. Ooh. All of us gathered around the pod. The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents.
Okay. Let's get started then. Ready?
Vi laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. I swallowed. Yeah, anytime.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
What the heck? Why is this so dramatic? Oh, there's just clones of this guy all over the place. What? Oh, yep. Suddenly my head was full of memories from other timelines. I'd seen something like this before. I don't know why that was really funny to me. The warehouse of Floor B, in front of the white door. Like, I figured it might not even be her. It could have been some random thing. Like, something random that I wouldn't have guessed. But, I didn't expect that. It was very funny to me. He was lying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw my own face. I never figured out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was injected with Tubacurine. That was the end of that. Great. But wait, if the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor of the warehouse, who was wearing Kay's armor?
You've finally noticed. Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone.
What?
I will be at your side, watching over you.
Oh my god. Is Akane in there? Because that's crazy. No. Oh my god, you're...
Yes, I am.
What? That is a crazy voice changer then.
Akane Kurashiki.
This is so flabbergasting. What? Okay.
It's you, June. I mean, Akane from. But you're old.
Yes, that's correct. I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Clover. Or you, Junpei.
Junpei?
Akane, long time no see.
I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. It felt like all the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do to not collapse right then and there.
When? How long?
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse?
Oh my god.
Once you saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did at least. I carried your bodies to the third AB room, and then took Dio's to the fifth. After that, I went into the first room and borrowed Kay's armor.
So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Why is no one reacting to the fact that me and this guy in the treatment pod look exactly the same? Is no one going to mention that?
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you, and then Luna took your body to the 6th room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
No, it was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
What? No, that's nuts.
Alright, what about the other history? The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of Soporil can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large dose.
Okay.
So, who is he?
Okay, finally, we're asking the question I've been wanting
You've
to know.
never seen him before?
Oh my god.
No.
What about the rest of you?
I have no idea who he is.
I've never seen him before.
What?
Me either. Total stranger.
Hey, come on, what are you guys saying? Right here? Same face?
Huh?
Are you alright, Mr. Sigma?
I have a weird feeling suddenly. Okay, this is going to be a bit crazy, but do you think we're old? Like, do you think we're just, like, a really old man right now? So, here's my thoughts right now. We've been called old before. Someone called me grandpa. And then, at another point, if I was like, you have to be doing a lot of drugs to look that age, to look how old you look at your age or something like that. And then, I do remember, I feel like, in a lot of the sequences, we do see, like, Sigma's body-ish. I'm not sure on his model we've ever really seen his face. We've seen it in, like, the character art. Like, when he was getting gas in his car. This is a bit crazy, but you know, you know that hologram of Zero Senior? Do you think that's Sigma? That's like the craziest thought I've had yet. And it's probably not true at all, but I just want to, like, spit out all my theories now, because I've been neglecting any sort of theorizing for, like, most of the game, so I'm just, you know, going hog wild and just saying whatever is going on in there.
Did you hit your head or something?
Huh? What? It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
What does that mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future from 45 years ago.
What? Well, I'm a bit scared. A pond. I ran to it and threw myself down onto my knees. Crawling on all fours, I approached the edge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. You know, that must be horrifying, to think you look one way and then everyone says you look another, and not knowing what you look like. Ugh, I hate that. Calm down, calm down. Calm down, damn it. I struggled to take deep breaths, and slowly, I peered into the pond looking for my reflection. Okay. So, I guess I was right. You know, I was just making stuff up. But, okay, Sigma, how do you not notice the fact that you have that thing on your eye this whole time? And also, this just makes, like, all the weird comments you made towards, very young, well, I wouldn't say very young, but young women, a lot creepier. Like, a lot creepier. This is a nightmare. What am I playing right now? What? No, this can't be real. This face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Climb.
What?
Although, to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now.
Okay. What? I'm still reeling about this.
0. The mastermind of the AB project.
You know, that was like supposed to be like one of the most insane theories I've ever had, and then it turned out to be real. What is my life? What is my life right now?
Is you.
What? No, that's not possible. That's bullshit.
No, it's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You will be a pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him.
Great.
His name is Kyle Climb.
Bruh. Okay, I'm sorry. Is that Kay's like actual name? Because that is so lame. I feel bad for anyone named Kyle. I just don't really like his name. It just sounds like a really dorky name to me. Not that I have much better ones, so it's fine. It's fine.
Your clone. That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future.
What is
When
happening?
I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him.
Yes,
The
obviously.
gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones.
Okay.
But you prepared for that.
Oh
You
my God.
gave him that armor.
That's wild.
Ever since he was born, he's lived inside of it.
Okay, are we going to get to an explanation as to why I have metal arms yet?
It kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the nonary game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
That must be so uncomfortable and horrible. How do you shower like this? How do you use the bathroom? How do you eat or drink? What? Why would future me create a clone?
He was to be your spare. If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place.
Great.
I mentioned before that the AB projects A and B stood for after and before. That isn't all they mean, though.
Yes, they can mean a great many things, as I've found out.
The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima is another word for the soul or the consciousness. Body is, well, exactly what it says on the tin. The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch. That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes into the past person?
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
You mean this, right?
Yes. Ah, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Okay. Whoa. I'm like following this path and it's like going all freaky deaky. It seems to deviate at a certain point. That red point is where it splits, it looks like. This is, interesting.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making. A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028.
Okay.
You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B.
Okay.
January 25th, 2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old.
I'll be very normal and not comment on that.
Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future. I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out. Moving on, if you continue along this line, what happens next? You reach C, which is January 27th, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
I'm still thinking about how insane it is that all these people were like, what are you talking about? When Sigma was like, this guy looks just like me.
36 hours to be exact.
Man, that's crazy.
Have you already forgotten? You were all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down.
But has Akane been like living this in real time? Because if so, she has so much patience.
So yes, 36 hours of real time have passed.
Like, I don't know if she's infected or what, but I would be like losing my mind if I had to deal with that.
But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes. Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past.
Okay.
It will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029.
Man, that date. I don't even want to talk about that date. If you're old and have been on the internet a long time like me, you'll know.
You will return to your younger body.
But that's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yes. That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened.
Okay.
The story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B. But this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal.
Okay.
Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is, Sigma?
No, I immediately forgot. I'm struggling a little bit to keep track of everything, but I get the gist of it, I believe. January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma.
Yeah, I can... the whole comment about, how Sigma had to have done a lot of drugs to look how he does. Makes so much more sense now. It's really funny.
So where did the older version of you
Excuse
go
me.
when you took his body?
Point A. December 25th, 2028. The day all of this started.
Yes, his consciousness will go back in time 45 years.
Okay, so it's like a swap. And so the young me will know what's happening and what's happened and be able to get to that point. It's kind of like the whole thing where Junpei is doing stuff in the future to save Akane from the past. But it was like a closed loop of time. Like one could not exist without the other happening.
For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
But once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct.
Okay.
When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating?
Rotating. I suppose you could put it that way, but look at this illustration closely.
This is
What
crazy.
if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path, with one exception.
Yep, there are two arrows. There's one around rhizome 9, and then there's a red point that just goes whoop out to the side. This line here at point E, right?
Exactly.
At first I was like, how is he seeing this? And then I remembered it's like an actual note you can look at.
Point E is December 31st, 2028, the day of the total eclipse.
The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes, by now you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out by jumping into my 22-year-old body on on New Year's Eve 2028. I'm so sorry, I read that as booty and it was so funny to me.
Yes,
It's not funny.
that is why this line could not be interrupted.
I actually skipped text. No, I didn't.
In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D.
Okay.
In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C.
This is all, like, going through my mind. Like, it's in there. It's making its way through, but it's not sticking at all.
And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility.
Okay.
That is why we have faithfully retraced history up to this point.
I feel like I don't need to actually comprehend all the specifics because I still do get, like, the general message of what is trying to be communicated here.
So that we might save humankind from destruction and undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Sorry, I just keep thinking of weird dialogue from this that's like recontextualized now that we know Sigma's like almost 70. Like how he was like, do we have to repopulate the planet, huh? And he was like, I'm the only fertile young man. Okay, man. Sorry, it's so silly to me. Tell me one thing.
What is that?
You said that point C is January 27, 2074, which is today. There's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
Yes, that's right.
But, look, I'm still old. When is the jump supposed to happen?
Very soon.
Soon.
Yes.
And what's going to trigger it?
We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension.
Alright, girl.
Fortunately, we now have plenty of that. Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness, like a bullet from a slingshot.
And how do you propose to do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain.
Well, now I'm upset. What are you going to do to me or the other people here? What do you
You
mean?
haven't figured it out. I mean this.
Oh shit. Use knife? Yeah, I remember. She took it and then she was like, yeah, I'll take this. And I had a bad feeling about it. No sooner were the words out of my mouth. What the? Vi! I screamed and leapt toward them. Akane was already in motion, the knife driving toward Vi's chest. This is insane. I was almost there. What the? When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. This is insane to look at. There was a dull pain in my chest. I felt for a cut, but something was in the way. It took me a moment to realize that it was Akane's body, lying on top of me. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. Why is this giving credit music right now? Did you see? Oh, because there is credits music. So, looking at that tombstone thing, when it translated, I saw a familiar message. The last part, it said, I was you, and then you will be. And do you remember what even was that room? It was the room with all the monitors and stuff, and I had to make sentences on the screens or something. It was like, you had to write, I was you, will be me, and I was like, that's a weird sentence, but wow, that's crazy. So now what? Was this the ending? What's going on here? There has to be more, right? I feel like after this there'll be an epilogue that explains what happened, maybe. I was really expecting to actually be in the past, but I guess we don't get to see that. I did not expect to end this tonight. Huh. Okay, here's the crazy music. Oh, I can skip through this. Never mind, I can't. The way it faded out made me think I could skip through the credits, but no, I'm still locked in to watching this. There's the lion thing that I at first found really creepy, but I grew to like. I don't want to like share my thoughts yet because I do plan to do a follow-up video after this where I will be reading the gold files. I will be sharing my thoughts. I will be sharing my hopes for Zero Time Dilemma. And, you know, I did a similar one for 999. I will not be doing it in paint this time. I learned my lesson. That was a bit too unwieldy for me. My mouse drawing skills were not up to scuff. Or whatever the phrase is. And, yeah, so I will just be doing an extra. I'll probably be doing that for all the games I play, because I do like to gather my thoughts and, you know, just work through them. And then put them all in a video to give my final perspective on it all. Okay? What now? Why end? Oh, so we're not ending. Okay. Great, I'll just save in lucky number 13. Fun fact, I actually broke, 5 of my bones on, Friday the 13th once. Oh my god. Okay then. Should I start this, or... I'm a bit scared. Okay. April 13th, 2029. Alright. So, it looks like I'm only not even 40 minutes into recording. So, I'm going, depending on how long this is, I am going to try and finish this tonight. Let's go. I can't be dilly-dallying. Whoa. What is happening?
Today is April 13th, 2029.
What does it do
This is the evening news.
with this really old TV?
Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So have my... Excuse me. I've managed to keep us on the air until now. But I'm out of tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
Oh my god. Great. For a moment I just stared at the TV. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room until with a click it disappeared too. Had the power gone out? I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. You. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Did you... It's the robes! It's... I got so excited. Like, I only processed it for like a split second, but this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about from like in 999. Snake was wearing these when he woke up from the coffin. Girl, you're freaking me out. Connie?
It looks like the first step was successful.
Is that her same voice actor from 999? I can't tell. What the fuck? You kidnapped me. Or, no, that's even worse, you killed me.
Killed?
I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years from now, but still.
Hey, no need to be rude about it. I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
I'm okay.
Yes. You and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis. That was the only way.
This is crazy. Me and Phi?
Yes, I only told you about you, but we also needed Phi to jump.
Yeah, with her freaking metal. That's such a weird theory at the time. Just making whatever up.
Now, you know what happens next, right?
Looks like we're in a torture dungeon or something. We go to the moon?
Correct. We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029. We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions.
Okay.
You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
Well, that's in Clover, right?
Yes.
What about the third one? Who's in there?
Phi. We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago.
Okay, well, who is she in all this?
She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen.
What?
That wasn't the Phi who jumped from point C, though. It was Phi before she jumped from point A to point D.
It's weird. She, like, sounds the same, but different.
In other words, she was following the same path you are, and she still is.
And that means that after you froze her, the point C version of her jumped back into her body.
Yes, the point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod. She'll stay there for the next 45 years, sleeping in ice.
Okay. Then when she gets to point B, her consciousness will jump to point A, right?
Correct.
Huh. So that's why she didn't look old. So why don't you just stick me in one of those pods?
We can't do that.
Why not?
You haven't figured it out?
Yeah, we have to do a lot of setting up for this whole thing.
You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project.
Man, imagine you wake up one day and you get told you have to do this for like 45 years. To be honest, that's how it feels when people tell me I need to get a job. It makes me sound like a huge bum. I'm so sorry. But it's just like, man. I'd just be so miserable.
After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines.
Oh, is that all?
Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph. And, of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets. You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark.
What? Okay. Okay, sorry. Today is my friend's birthday, so I had to stop and say happy birthday. Well, obviously when this comes out, it will be way past that day, but...
Once you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin.
Okay.
January 25th, 2074.
Okay.
You will defrost Phi and carry her to the 3rd AB room.
They keep saying these dates a lot. Am I gonna have to know them at all? Oh my gosh, here's my, like, thing full of thing. Alright, clear this crap. I should have written... Hold on, is it actually in my archive folder? Let me check. File. Supplementary rules. What the... Oh. Okay. What the... I'm missing something there. I hope I get that, then. It's the only thing missing here. What on earth could that be? Alright. Paper with colorful picture, but that's not it. I'm trying to see if I have the timeline thing in here at all. No? Nope. Sorry, this is probably so annoying, but I cannot be too sure. Alright. What could that possibly be that I'm missing there? Interesting. Mystery schematic. Oh, there it is, mystery schematic. Okay. Well, it doesn't show all the dates, so that was pointless. Alright, I will defrost her.
Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you out.
That's crazy.
And you'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
Oh crap, I should have written that down while it was on the screen. Man. And then I change history? Do you really think I can keep up the virus from getting out?
You have to. If you don't, billions of people will die. Only you and Phi can save them.
What about you? Aren't you an Esper too?
I can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work, I'll need your help.
What is this dank, like, nasty room we're in right now? So, what do I need to do?
What do you mean?
Like, what specific actions do I need to take? And also, how did we get these treatment pods to begin with, if I'm apparently not good at creating stuff yet, like that yet? When Phi and I jump to point A, what are we going to do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that?
I don't know.
What?
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there. We don't know how the Radical Six escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
Oh, crap. Then we're screwed.
That's why we need your help. You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds. We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility. Things will be difficult, and I'm sure you will find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
Wait. How do you know it's so dangerous?
The 67-year-old version of you told me what happened. He wasn't able to stop the virus. So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
What did I say?
That the test facility is full of traps. There was one point. A woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake, and lost your arms, and your right eye.
Oh, yeah, I just figured that weird thing on his eye was just, you know, some random crap. But my arms, that explains it. My arms and my right eye. Oh my god, what the... The excessive sparkles on the arms are cracking me up so bad. It's the titanium... The titanium alloy voice. Okay, continuing. Okay, suddenly a low rumble shook the building. Yeah, we're... oh. What was that?
Go have a look.
Oh, this is like some sort of bomb shelter. Is that why it looks so bunk? I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. Great. On the horizon, I can see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly toward the sky. Would we really be able to change the course of history? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. I had to change history. I'm choking on something, sorry. We could save the world. I'm going to change history. I stared at the darkening skies above us and steeled myself. I would succeed. Okay. And now, we're going even further into the past. I get credits again. End or beginning? Okay, well. Just so I'm not in that really unlucky save slot. Okay. So, now, what? Do I just... It didn't tell me this was added. Just so you know. Oh god. Infirmary. Another time. We are just jumping all over the place. Why was Akane in those robes, though? Because they had that symbol I saw in the background. I know for sure I saw that. and the Free the Soul background thing. Oh my god.
I see you've finally woken up, Kyle.
Girl, you're freaking me out now.
Kyle.
Ah, yes, of course. You've only just woken up in this timeline. It's only natural for some of your memories to be missing.
I lurched upright, jumped off the bed, and ran around to the other side of the partition. The mirror over the sink was covered with a film of dirt. I wiped it off with my sleeve and my reflection stared back at me. Okay. There's no mistake. The reflection belonged to...
Kyle Climb. So, I'm Dr. Climb? Zero Senior's clone?
He sounds so weird without the effect on his voice, the armor suit effect thingy.
What? How do you know that? Shouldn't you still be suffering from amnesia?
An excellent question, when I didn't quite know the answer to myself. I knew who Kyle Climb was. In other history, had been called Kay and had worn a suit of armor. He hadn't just worn the armor in that history, though. Apparently, he'd worn it all his life. Kyle had been born and raised in this lunar installation, which seemed to be called Rhizome 9. Rather late in his life, Akane had appeared as a mother figure, and he had consequently grown very attached to her. I knew everything about him, but even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was I really Kyle Climb? Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw his face. The spitting image of Sigma Climb in his younger days. I looked down. There was Dio, still handcuffed. I turned back around to Luna.
What day is today?
January 27th, 2074.
Today is the last day of the AB project. Akane has explained everything in the garden. And she drew a knife and attacked Phi.
It sounds so weird to me now. Great. I just really wanted to see that again.
How long have I been asleep?
About 5 hours in real time. For them, it would have seemed like a little more than 2 hours.
So they still haven't been treated for their Radical 6?
No, they've all been given the antiviral. It just takes a while to have an effect.
I see. So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past. It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right?
Yes.
Why am I here?
The doctor carried you back here. You were in the pod in the garden.
So the person you call the doctor is Sigma Climb, as inhabited by his age-appropriate consciousness.
What is happening?
Yes, but
This is so weird.
how do you know that?
Dio seems to have remained unconscious.
Yes, I've been administering Soparil whenever he gets restless.
What about the others?
They've all gone off to different areas. Tenmyoji and Quark, for instance.
I said the exact same thing, kid.
Right! Mr. Climb!
So the sleepyhead's finally up, huh?
What are you two doing here?
You don't know where we are?
This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber. The real one.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to get dressed and head out.
You plan to return them? To Earth, I mean.
Yeah.
Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle that brought us here. Well, guess he's not really the Sigma I knew anymore. He's Dr. Climb now, or Zero Senior, depending on how you look at it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, I'm just curious why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could stay here.
How's staying here gonna help? You aren't gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you? You can't wait for something that's already happened.
Yeah. The fact that this timeline exists, it probably means it hasn't happened, so there's not really any point to wait, is there? If you can still go off and enjoy your life for the rest of this history.
Grammar doesn't work that way. Hell, nature doesn't work that way.
I mean, I can't say for sure. I mean, I'm not sure if it'll work that way, but...
You following me? We've already lived through history. Sigma failed
Yeah.
to keep the virus from getting out.
This is like a doomed timeline, basically.
About 45 years ago, Radical 6 created a pandemic, and the antimatter reactors blew up. That all happened. Whatever Sigma does in the past, history's not gonna change. In fact, it's because of what he did, or didn't do in the past, that we've got this past and present. Let me give you an example. Imagine a group of 100 motorcycles driving down an endless freeway.
Okay.
Eventually, they hit a junction. The road splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest, and the other stretches out to the northeast. So one guy, we'll call him S, pipes up. "Let's go northwest," he says. So they take the northwestern road. But about a mile past the intersection, something horrible happens. A semi driving the other way veers into their lane and plows through the bikers. 90 of them die. The surviving 10 are wounded, but survive. They don't stop, though. They keep riding down that highway, and eventually, they'd gone 10,000 miles. Then suddenly, something happens that they couldn't have predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time. He ends up back in his own body just before they reach the junction. He remembers everything. So what does S do? What anybody would do. Let's go northeast. That means all 100 of the bikers survive to reach their destination, happy and healthy. And they all live happily ever after. That's what you're thinking, right? It's a great outcome for the 100 bikers that went northeast. But what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident?
Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's mind went back in time, right?
Right. Okay. 9 people then. What happens to the reality they were living?
Continues on.
Does it just disappear when S changes the past? It's not as if it was only bad things that happened during that 10,000-mile trip. Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child. Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid who joined them on their adventure. That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories, friendships, farewells, romances. The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean? The 9 who survived lived full lives. How can it be right to just erase all that? The survivors overcame their own misery and loss and made the best they could of the hand they'd been dealt. Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to? Is there really any point to a world where everything is happy?
There's a typo.
Are people who struggle for a better life just idiots? Being human is about fighting, even when it seems hopeless, and finding happiness, even in a world that hates it. Are you saying that's worthless? If you're saying rewriting the past will erase all these other timelines, then whatever God wrote those rules can Look, I'm just not going to accept that, all right? You get it?
If Sigma changes the past, then you and Quark will never meet.
Yeah.
Is he right?
No, it's not going to happen. We're here right now. This is reality. Even if Sigma does change the past, we're not just going to disappear or something.
Oh, then that means we get to stay together? Good.
Thanks, kid.
I understand how you feel. Why you want to return to Earth is clear. You have lives there, I imagine. There are likely people waiting for you.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Have you already said goodbye to the others?
Bye, Luna, Alice, and Clover all saw us off. We told them we'd see them again someday, and then came here.
They were the only people you want to say goodbye to?
Well, no point saying anything to Dio.
Besides, he's asleep. You were asleep too.
Sorry, but we didn't really know much about you.
You have a point. Akane was in the armor in this timeline, after all. What about Sigma?
Well, he's not really Mr. Sigma anymore.
Of course, he is Dr. Klein now that his consciousness has returned.
Yeah, but more importantly, he's the guy who brought us all here.
Rough. Yeah, I can imagine now. I might not want to talk to this guy now.
Not a lot of warm feelings there, you know?
And Akane?
Never mind her. She's just like him. Not the Akane I knew. She must have seen some pretty awful things over the years. Hell, she might not even be human anymore. But the Akane Kurashiki I know isn't here. She's not in.
Oh man, I didn't mean to cut that off at all.
In the end, Clover and I were just pawns. Pawns to be used and then gotten rid of. Still, it's not like we're completely resentful. We had to be here to help change the past. That part's easy to understand, but...
Kinda sucks, though.
Yep.
I mean, Sigma and Phi have it easy. They get to go back to December 25th in 2028.
Yeah.
They'll stop the Radical Six and save the world, and then they'll have a nice, normal future to look forward to. In other words, they get to go back to Point E and just enjoy history like it was supposed to happen.
Okay, I can't be bothered to write this down, but I'm gonna take a picture of this whole thing on my phone just so I have it. Yes, these dates are kind of getting all jumbled up in my head.
But we don't. We're stuck with Point C as our starting point.
You told us about Tenmyoji's story, right? The one with the motorcycles? It would be like if Alice and I were kidnapped right before the intersection. Then whoever grabbed us takes us to wherever the bikers are going, 10,000 miles to the northwest.
Don't get us wrong. We know why we had to be here. Without us, S's consciousness wouldn't have been able to go back to right before the intersection.
If that couldn't happen, then the fate of those 90 dead bikers would be sealed. But
it's still not the best situation for those of us left in the Northwest. We're stuck in the reality where the 90 bikers died.
are we just supposed to go live on Earth? It's a wasteland now. And what about our friends and families? We left a whole world behind 45 years ago.
Yeah, that's tough. Reminds me of a game I played a bit ago, where there was a kid who was in a coma for a long time. He was like a teenager, and he woke up in his 30s, and that kind of messed me up, like for a while to think about. Like, can you just imagine waking up one day and the world is so different, and you're older, and you lost all those years of your life without even realizing?
Even if it is for the greater good?
It just doesn't seem fair, does it?
Yeah, it's a little bit much.
So we went and talked to the old lady.
She told us that there is one way.
One way we could get back to the past.
Let's say you do go back to the past. Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here?
You know, despite the craziness of this, I'm kind of relieved I don't have to do much reading right now, like out loud.
That seemed to be how Sigma and Phi's jumps worked, at least.
Yes, you're right.
But this is different.
Different? How so?
From what she said, it sounds like there's a way we can send our bodies back in time, too.
That's ridiculous. It would create a paradox. How could you have two Clovers and two Alices at the same time?
But that wouldn't happen.
Akane says there's a way around that.
How on earth does she plan to do that?
Schrodinger's
cat.
Okay, and we're done with these two.
Oh, hey, Kyle. Figured you'd come here eventually.
Where's Dr. Klein?
Why is everyone so chill now? It's a bit weird after all the tension in the rest of the game.
Luna said you were with him.
He said he was tired, so he's off resting right now. There's a bedroom at the end of the hallway. He's in there if you're curious. Oh, right. He told me to turn on this hologram projector thing when you showed up. Want me to start it?
Sure.
Glad to see you. There isn't anything in particular that I have to tell you.
It's crazy that this is what Sigma's voice has been the whole time.
However, I imagine there are a great number of things weighing on your mind. I'd love to answer all your questions, but unfortunately, my circumstances make that an impossibility. I hope you can forgive me. Everything I know, Phi should also know. I have instructed her to answer any questions anyone might have. Anyone other than Kyle, that is.
Bruh. That's crazy.
What does he mean, other than Kyle?
Who knows? Is there anything you want to ask?
Right, well, I guess I may as well cut to the chase. Just who are you, Phi?
I'm not Superman, that's for sure. And I'm not Batman or Spider-Man or Aquaman or a Merman or a Wolfman. I'm not a Brahmin or Kamen or Ramen. I'm not a Cayman either, so you really don't need to worry about anything.
Please don't dodge the question. About 5 hours ago, Akane attacked you with a knife. That triggered something which sent your mind back to the past, correct?
Great, now I have to see that again.
Specifically, you were sent to Point D, April 13th, 2029. On that date, your body was already in Akane's custody. Although by then you were in cold sleep. You wouldn't have regained consciousness, but your mind was now inhabiting that body.
Okay.
That pod was your home for 45 years. You slept there, frozen, until the time was right. Then on January 25th, 2074, you were finally thawed out, even though you didn't wake up. Still unconscious, you were carried to the AB room. That was when your consciousness changed bodies again. A version of you from December 25th, 2028 arrived, pushing you out and sending you back to December 25th, 2028. This is when you finally woke up. In 2028, you found and joined forces with Sigma, whose older mind was inhabiting his younger body. Together, you attempted to infiltrate the Mars mission test facility. Unfortunately, your plan failed. The Radical Six did escape on New Year's Eve. That failure determined the path you followed. Instead of going along the line that branches out to the right from point E, you headed straight to point D. Point D being April 13th of the following year. That was the day that you made your way to Akane's hideout and asked to be put into one of the treatment pods. Another consciousness enters your body around that time from the future.
Okay.
It is, of course, the version of you that left your body when Akane attacked you in the garden. This caused the two versions of you to swap places, and you moved 45 years into the future, where you woke up on the garden floor.
This is all craziness.
That put you on the line that comes here. So if we discount the time you spent in cold sleep, for you, only 3.5 months have passed since that happened. That being when you were sent back into the past from the garden. Have I missed anything?
No, everything you talked about you got right.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I'm kind of an unknown variable in this equation. You could think of me as a kind of X factor.
Yeah, we do have like mostly like ground information about everyone else and why they're here. And we do have some details about Phi, about her past and about how she's like a bastard, as she put it. And she got her pendant thing from her mother, who she never met. And but yeah, it's strange. I wish I knew more about you.
It's taken me the last 3.5 months to understand it.
I haven't understood anything in the last 3.5 seconds. Could you please explain?
It's kind of like the relationship between classical mechanics and modern physics.
What the?
Strictly speaking, you can't combine velocities with v1 plus v2.
What?
v1 plus v2 divided by 1 plus v1 times v2 over c squared is the actual equation.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Of course, the sort of velocities we encounter in day-to-day life don't come close to being c squared, which is the speed of light squared. That means that 1 plus v1 times v2 divided by c squared is usually going to evaluate to something pretty close to 1. Since that would mean dividing by 1, it's usually okay to just skip that step and use v1 plus v2.
What?
You see what I'm saying?
No.
In most situations, it works, even if it isn't technically correct. So you knew enough to get the stuff you were talking about right. As long as you stick to that, you won't run into any problems.
I don't quite understand. In
Yeah.
fact, I feel like you're dodging my questions.
So is that what you wanted to ask about?
No. What I really want to know is what happened between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028. You and Sigma infiltrated the Mars mission test site, didn't you?
Yes.
What happened there? How did Sigma lose his eye and both his arms? And why was Radical 6 in there in the first place? What could a deadly virus have to do with the simulated mission to space?
Sorry, but I can't tell you that.
Why?
Because it would change history. There is a history where the virus didn't escape. That's the line that goes to the right of point E. In that timeline, humanity isn't heading for annihilation, and Earth isn't red. The future is much brighter. But if I tell you what you're asking me right now, then that reality will disappear.
That's crazy.
You understand?
I don't. Why would all of that disappear if you told me what I want to know?
You're about to go back to the past, right?
The past? Don't be silly. I can't do that.
Then where the hell did you learn all this stuff? I just listened to you tell me a bunch of things you shouldn't have known about. You were sleeping in the pod in the garden. You just woke up. So how can you know all this? You know my past. Sigma's past.
I shall give you your answer. You are not Kyle Climb.
Yeah, I figured it was something like this.
Your body is Kyle's, but your consciousness is not. Think about it. Do you really believe you're Kyle, or could you be someone else entirely?
Then, where is the real Kyle's consciousness?
Up your butt. That's so stupid, I'm sorry.
He was thrown out when you entered. Right now, in a manner of speaking, he has arrived at December 25th, 2028. His consciousness has gone into a body from that time. I doubt you know how much the Doctor loves Kyle. He raised him on his own. Kyle is irreplaceable. Do you really think he would go back to the past and leave Kyle behind here? I know what I told the others, that Kyle was Dr. Klime's spare, but that was not his only purpose. Kyle's consciousness is integral to what we are trying to accomplish. This new mission begins on Christmas and ends on New Year's Eve 2028. Its purpose will be to infiltrate the test facility and prevent the spread of the virus. For this to happen, Kyle is absolutely necessary.
Okay.
And that is why he created him?
Yes.
So now that my consciousness has entered his body, the Doctor has achieved his objective.
So now I'm just question mark.
Kyle has gone back to 2028 to participate in his mission.
Correct.
There's one thing that troubles me. Kyle was created before reaching point B from point D. That means his body did not exist on Christmas in 2028. Does that mean he has entered my body? Have we just switched places?
I suppose you could put it that way, yes.
That's ridiculous. What's going to happen to me? You telling me I have to spend the rest of my life here in this box, living in a borrowed body?
No, not at all. You can travel freely through time and space. You are an uncontrolled variable that entered our closed system.
Man, interesting.
As such, the rules of this world do not apply to you.
I have no idea what...
Please don't try to play dumb. I know what you are.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've just seen that phrase in a lot like of joking context.
Surely you must know by now, too. You are about to go into the past and save the world. Phi and Sigma, even with all of his future knowledge, will need your help. Only you can right the horrible wrongs of our past. Only you can save the world.
Okay.
There's no way I...
Yes, there is. You have to. Don't you want to know the truth? Don't you want to know what happened in between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028?
Well, yes, I do, but...
Then you must believe. Reality is shaped by what we believe reality should be. If observation can change the motion of a particle, then how is it odd to think that human thought can shape reality? Your will can change history. The world will be reshaped into the one you imagine.
At this point, I just feel like I'm on a roller coaster, and I'm holding on to the bars for dear life, and I am just waiting to see where it takes me. I have no control over this ride. I'm just buckled in, gritting my teeth, and preparing for all the ups and downs, because, man, I do not know what's happening. Like, I do, but I don't. And, it feels like a lot is happening, and it's just so much to process. My brain hurts a little. I might actually take extra long before I create my follow-up extra video for this series, just so I have enough time to process and sort everything out.
Told you.
Because for my 9991, it was a very short game, and the stuff that happened in it was pretty contained, and once you understood it, it was easy enough to understand. But I feel like I do need to really buckle down and sort some stuff out in my own time before I make my follow-up for Virtue's Last Reward.
Only you can change history. Only you can save the world.
Okay. Well, now what? I have to go to another point on the timeline. It's looking like it. Alternative end. Okay. I'm just gonna save in this one again. And... wow. Okay. And... oh crap. Well now what? What? Where do we go now? Do I just, press back and then it will send me to where I need to be? Because I do not see... not seeing. Alright. Take me there. Nope. I Okay, it's Christmas. Let's see if anything's different. Okay, well, I guess it's not different.
Sigma.
I don't mean to freeze it there, of all things. Also, have you seen this guy's arms? Why does he have such buff arms and he's so old? Not that old people can't be buff, but man. Okay, well, now what? Where do I go from here? I'm very confused, to be honest. There's something I missed here in the infirmary. Is that the thing I'm missing? Do I need that to progress? I don't know what else it could be. I'm looking at this and there's nothing really immediately jumping out to me as to where to go. So, I'm gonna have to do some research real quick just to try and figure this out. And I'm also going to try and round up that last archive in the infirmary because it's bugging me now that I know I'm missing something from there. Alright, guess who got the last thing in the archive? Apparently I just had to look at the actual TV after I put the memory card in. I still don't know how to progress from this point, but I'll be back with you when I do. Okay, so I feel like I'm literally losing my mind because I've been looking for an ending, any sort of ending, beyond the ones I already have. I'm not seeing any information anywhere. Like, I'm looking at people's full, filled out flowcharts, and this is it. This is the whole thing. Admittedly, I am very confused. I'm quite upset by this revelation, because I feel a bit unfulfilled, to be honest. Because I don't know. It really feels like I'm missing something, but I'm not sure what. I am going to do something I would not otherwise do, and I'm going to try and see if in other Let's Plays they have reached some sort of other ending, and I'm going to see if I can't follow those steps, because just doing some internet searches, I've not been able to find any information besides just that this is it, and I'm not sure I'm willing to accept that. I feel like I'm missing something. Okay. I'm sad to say that despite my many attempts to figure out what on earth is going on, that's it. This is it. For Virtue's Last Reward. Like, everything I've seen, that's the end. We'll never know what happened in detail at the Mars mission site. We just won't. Unless it's in, Zero Time Dilemma, I think is the next one. But, before I start that game, I am going to take a quick break, because this was a really, really long game. Like, way longer than I anticipated. And so, now that I have all the archives, and I guess I've seen everything the story has to offer, all that's left is to read the gold files and tell you my finishing thoughts, which I will do in a few days, potentially, after I wrap up my thoughts and still things. But the next game I'm playing will be a bit different from the other two games I've played so far. I will be playing Endless Monday, which is a game I've been meaning to play since before it even came out, really. But I finally bit the bullet and I bought it, and I'm going to play it, and it's just hopefully going to be a bit more easy on my brain, because I really do need that. And I need a little break between this crap. But yeah, this was Virtue's Last Reward, I guess. I had fully expected that after this scene, there would be something more, and there wasn't. And is that necessarily a bad thing? No. It was pretty decisive. Sigma was like, I will succeed, and stuff like that. And we never got to see how the world changed. We got a whole bunch of random crap. While looking to see what was going on, this is actually, like, a bonus ending. It is not a continuation of, like, the true ending, which I thought it was. So that clears things up a bit. But I've also heard some people complaining about the alternate ending. because apparently it didn't go anywhere, at least is what I've heard. I'm not sure. But, yep. That's it. I did not expect to be finishing it tonight, but here we are. And I'm very grateful to anyone who joined me on this journey, whether it be for like the whole series or just this episode. And I will be returning to the Zero Escape series after my break. So I hope you all join me then, or for my next playthrough, which, as I said, will be Endless Monday. And thank you so much for watching and being here with me. I hope you have a great day, night, whatever time it may be for you. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.